Ladies, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about NFL news, go over all the injury updates and whatever else. So let's start here with what we got from Mr. Adam Schefter. So let's start. Bears running back DeAndre Swift listed as questionable for Sunday due to a groin injury and personal reasons. Is expected to play versus the Giants, per source. So they will have DeAndre Swift. Panthers receiver Torrey McMillan listed as questionable for Sunday due to a hamstring injury. Is expected to play versus the Saints, per source. Browns tight end Harold Fannin Jr. listed as questionable for Sunday due to a hamstring injury. Is expected to play versus the Jets, per source. Browns receiver Cedric Tillman listed as questionable for Sunday due to a hamstring injury. Is expected to play versus the Jets, per source. Who in the fuck scheduled this matchup? My lord. So Jets receiver Garrett Wilson listed as questionable for Sunday due to a knee injury that sidelined him the past 2 games. Is expected to play versus the Browns, per source. So the NFL, they sent a memo to all teams Friday asking them to hold a moment of silence Sunday as part of the pregame ceremonies in memory of the late Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Neyland. The moment of silence will be followed by a message read in all statements that says if you or someone that you know is struggling or needs emotional support, please call or text 988. Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available 24/7 to help. Good on the NFL for doing this, shit like that, stuff like that happens. Mind you, moments like these, minus that mental health is bigger than football. Or should I say, all sports. And yeah, people are like, a moment of silence is not enough. I mean, there's not really much you can do to just decide to really do a moment of silence and really give thoughts and prayers to his girlfriend and any other family members. Packers, they have listed Matthew Golden's shoulder, Dontayvion Wicks, calf, Savion Williams' foot, and Zach Tom back, questionable for Monday night's game versus the Eagles. So they are all questionable. Eagles receiver A.J. Brown, as expected, is off the injury report. He's good to go Monday night versus the Packers. Cam Jurgens did not practice while everybody else was in full practice. And their game, some status is questionable for a few players here. Buccaneers, they activated offensive tackle Luke Gadecki from injured reserve. Giants game 10 week 10 status is Paulson Adebo's out. Graham Gano, Javon Holland is questionable with a knee, and those some of the following players that will not travel: Graham Gano, Paulson Adebo, and a few other guys, and Victor Demujeki is also out. So Kyrie Wilson, the Vikings rookie, that was in that the driver who caused the crash that killed former Minnesota Vikings rookie corner Kyrie Jackson and 2 others last year. He pled guilty to 3 counts of negligent homicide under the influence of alcohol in a Maryland court. Getting only 3 years for killing 3 people. Man, they'll give you 20 years in prison for weed, but when there's a car crash because of someone under the influence driving, nope, 3 years, despite killing 3 people and affecting their families. Nope, 3 years in prison. But people with weed, nope, 20 years in prison. Browns, obviously, they activated Cedric Tillman from injured reserve. Rams kicker Harrison Mevis, they activated him, who will be their kicker Sunday at San Francisco. Seahawks downgraded defensive tackle Jaron Reed to out for Sunday's game versus Arizona due to wrist and thumb injuries. Aaron Jones, Vikings running back, questionable with a shoulder injury. He's expected to play Sunday versus the Ravens. President Trump, he wants the Washington Commanders to name their planned $3.7 billion stadium after him. Multiple sources with knowledge of the situation told ESPN. Replies and quotes on this one are just so generational. Thought we were supposed to keep politics out of sports. No, I'm just trolling. It's not even anything to do with politics. But if you have to request for something to be named after you, usually means you probably deserve to have. You don't probably means you don't deserve it to have it named after you, especially with all the shit about them. Just saying. But the quotes I've seen in this tweet from Schefter are generational. But yep, wants the stadium named after him. They declined comment. However, team source said the organization spent days preparing for his attendance at their home game against the Lions. Dear God. Kyler Murray's Cardinals' future is in limbo as off-season decision looms. The Colts signed Laquan Treadwell to the 53-man roster from their practice squad. Newly acquired receiver Rashid Shaheed is set to make his Seahawks debut Sunday, with Seattle now dealing with assorted receiver injuries. After leaving last week's game due to a chest injury, Puka Nacua is off the injury report and set to play Sunday's NFC West showdown at the San Francisco 49ers. Mac Jones will start again Sunday in place of Brock Purdy, who's listed as questionable for Sunday's game against the Raiders due to his turf toe injury, so Mac Jones will get the start again. The Titans have parted ways with Quandre Diggs 2 days after being awarded Jarek Reed II off waivers from the Seahawks. That's all from Schefter. So let's see what we got here from Rappaport. So Seahawks receiver Cooper Kupp, questionable with a hamstring and heel injury, has a better shot of playing this week than last week. It's still up in the air, but he's got a chance, so he's pretty much 50-50. Pretty much he's questionable for this game. Don't know if he's going to play. He's through here. I don't think there's anything else from Schefter here. Let's see if we got a few little chicken nuggets here from JP Football. So, the Steelers made a similar offer as Jacksonville, paid to acquire Jacoby Myers from Las Vegas. So, the Steelers tried but failed to acquire multiple different receivers at the trading deadline. And it seems like he wanted to play with Jacksonville more than Pittsburgh. So, Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel had interest in multiple Titans players at the trading deadline, but the Titans refused to do business. They were looking at Tony Pollard and Arden Key. The 1-8 Titans could have had more draft capital, but they refused to talk trades with New England. The Titans fired Mike Vrabel, by the way. He didn't leave on his own. He got fired. Dumbass decisions, man. Who gives a fuck what they're offering? Take every pick you can. You need to take every pick you can if you're as a rebuilding franchise. And they're salty about it. You fired him. She showed the same pettiness in 2023 blocking a trade for King Henry. Her front office had agreed to with the Ravens. So fucking petty. Amy stank. Continues to stink because they fired him. He didn't leave. And they've been dog water since. Even the last few years, Mike Vrabel wasn't great. But if they wanted Arden Key, then trade him if he sucks and get a pick for him. If you think he sucks. They literally just would pick him up for depth. Anyways, you take whatever pick you can get. Gosh, no wonder the Titans suck. They have terrible ownership and they get terrible players. And they won't trade for picks. The Steelers made the same offer Seattle did apparently for Rashid Shaheed, but he preferred to go to the Seahawks for unite with Clint Kubiak, which makes sense. Jameis Winston wants to stay with the team to help Jackson Dart's development or win a Super Bowl as their quarterback. Or win a Super Bowl as their quarterback. Maybe you can get him a coaching job on the Giants. Say what you want about him. That's some leadership. But yeah, that's all the NFL news here, the latest injury updates and shit. So, leave a like, subscribe for more. Until next time, I'm Alkalite. Peace. Have a good night.